Something came from Baltimore, Baltimore, Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore, Baltimore, Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore, Baltimore, Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore, Baltimore.
Welcome to Something Came From Baltimore. Something Came From Baltimore is a jazz, blues, and R&B podcast with variety. My name is Tom Gouker, and I will be your host today. Today I have the classical and jazz pianist, born and raised in the island of Martinique, now living his professional career in France. It's Gregory Privat. In my opinion, Gregory Privat is the real deal. He has model looks, his music is serious and overwhelmingly intelligent and enjoyable in its scope. He flirts back between classical and jazz while infusing his island culture. Gregory's current recording is called Yonn, which means one. It's a solo album that conjures up, for me, Van Cliburn, Sammy Tay, and Bobby McFerrin. This is a multiple listen recording that is just stunning. And I look at Gregory Privat's body of work, and it's nothing but stellar. If we could turn back the clocks when VH1 used to play videos, this is where the world would fall in love with him. In our conversation, I find that Gregory Privat has not toured in America yet, and let's book him and show him some love. Before we get into this interview, you got to remember that Something Came From Baltimore is a podcast and a show. The show can be heard on thebox.com. If you want to hear the full interview and longer music samples, you got to join Patreon, which is also in our show notes. Now, let's sample a song from Yonn. It's Gregory Privat performing Respire. Gregory Privat, welcome to Something Came From Baltimore.
Thank you for having me.
Loving the new album. Came out in January 28th, 2022. It's on your own label. The album is called Yonn, which then I had to go look that up, and that means one. Obviously, it's your solo album.
Exactly. It's a figure of one. Yeah.
You know, is this a pandemic reaction where you're like, okay, well, I still want to create music, but, you know, I can't bring people around me. So I'm going to do this stuff by myself.
I mean, it was definitely something from the pandemic, but it was already, I didn't do a solo album because of financial, reason. It was really, I really wanted to do that. It was in my mind since 2 years ago. And I mainly composed all the music during the quarantine, actually.
Yeah, it kind of works out. I mean, you didn't plan it, but it was a good fit for that. Do you have your studio in your house, or is that something where you had to go?
I have some stuff to record myself, but mainly I just prefer to go somewhere else to record an album, And for this album, I recorded it in Cologne, actually, in Köln, in Germany.
You're from Martinique. You left when you were 20 years old?
Yeah.
Do you ever get a chance to, do you still have family, friends back there? Do you still go there often?
Yeah, my parents still live there, and I have some opportunities to go back, not only for vacations, but to play, actually, because there is three main jazz festivals there. So it happens that sometimes I go there to play, actually.
The thing about you is that you have that Caribbean vibe going on a lot of your albums, and in this album, it doesn't really have that as much. It actually showcases more of your classical. To me, you feel like such a serious musician. It's kind of hard to infuse that laid back Caribbean vibe when your music is so intense?
I think maybe you didn't have noticed, but actually there is a lot of influence, Caribbean influence. Of course, I would say that in this album there is maybe more classical reference in this album.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, if you listen to I tried to work on the rhythm of traditional rhythm of Martinique called Begin in the left hand in the second track. If you can listen to this, and I developed this kind of motif in my left, and this is some stuff I would like to work on this album. You know, to bring this the thing about my culture in my music. So yes, I mean there is some influence of my culture in this album. Yeah.
L'Horloge Creole, which means time.
L'Horloge Creole, yes, exactly. Creole clock, yeah.
And that's an amazing piece. That's awesome song.
Thank you.
And so you were talking about it. To me, that feels like the most predominantly classical piece of the whole album. And you were doing Creole runs on the left hand, you're saying.
That's it. I mean, you know, you were talking about the Caribbean vibe. You know, of course. I mean, as I grow old, I realized that I was born in one of the most beautiful places in the world. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's and of course, every time I go there, I kind of enjoy the beauty of my island and the vibe and everything. But also, there is an history, you know, in this island about the people and the culture and why it is as it is now. I mean, as you know, the story of my people begin with slavery, you know, and it's a very dark subject. And nevertheless, there is still this kind of, I mean, I don't know, but the result of this gathering of people with different cultures and different religions just bring back a new culture called the Caribbean culture. And this is what I want to reflect in my music, this kind of light, you know, this kind of hope, you know, that we need maybe in the world now. And I mean, it's, and of course I want to relate to that into my music, you know, because I think it's very powerful. And this is where I get my inspiration, you know, when I create music and I try to be really open to the world, you know, to try to pick a lot of different references, different styles of music, you know, classical music, traditional music from Martinique, jazz music, and try to to bring this into my universe.
Oh, please don't stop. I mean, I'm not complaining about anything. I think you're doing fantastic. This album to me was multi-play. So I had to spin it a while. The first video that you have, Tonality, is so beautiful. And I was like, if we had VH1, and VH1 would, like, this is a perfect VH1 video during the day where they played that, this would have been a massive hit, because the visuals of that video is great, and your lyrics are actually really, really positive, and
thank you.
They're really great. And you don't normally do lyrics, right? This album has a lot more lyrics than your other albums.
Oh, definitely, yes. Because I mean, in my previous album, I don't sing. I sing just on this previous one 2 songs, and I decided to sing more in this new one. So yeah.
I hope you're enjoying the interview with Gregory Privat. Before we get back to the interview, I need a favor. Something Came From Baltimore is heard around the world by jazz, blues, and R&B fans who like variety, who like to be musically challenged. And if that's you, I thank you so much for listening. I understand that not every show will be your cup of tea. However, if you know friends who are like you, who like music, just like you do, please flip the podcast to them and ask them to subscribe. Let's build a family on who wants to be challenged and are open to new artists and new music. Let's be a part of that Be More music scene. Now, let's get back to the interview with Gregory Privat. The album is called Yonn. Did you ever finish engineering school?
I mean, yes, I finished it, and I even worked as an engineer in Paris for 4 years actually. But I decided to quit this job to know what it was like to be a musician full time. And
Wow.
my passion, yeah.
Have you ever felt like during this whole time period that you're like, oh, maybe I should go back to engineering, or are you? No, you're good.
Never.
You're good.
I mean, at the beginning it was kind of weird because I was still thinking about my colleagues. I mean, it was like when you are used to do some stuff, and just beginning a new life. It was kind of really confusing at the beginning, but now I realize that it was kind of the best decision of my life, actually.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Did you ever get modeling gigs at all? Because you're very handsome. You have great features. Was that ever?
Oh, not a lot. I mean, but thank you for the compliment. I mean, I did once a commercial for, it was how do you say in English, watches and jewelry, and but I mean, some stuff, but very few.
Do you ever tour in America? Are you basically on the other side?
I mean, that's the point. I mean, I not really actually. I want to develop more into the US, but it's kind of really difficult for European people to tour there. From my opinion, I don't know if there is more possibilities, but I think it's. I would like to develop, in the US, but. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, well, let's go. We kind of bounced into the songs. We're going to play samples of the songs. I picked out. Well, we first wanted to talk about tonality. The lyrics. Since childhood, your mind is a symphony. As soon as you grow up, everything cacophony.
Yeah,
which is an awesome lines. Like, these are great.
Yeah.
Did you do the lyrics first or second, or how did they incorporate to it to get this song?
For now, I mean, it's always come from the music, and then I try to find the lyrics after that. And usually, sometimes the fact that the music is becoming a song, it's for tonality, for example, it was not meant to be a song actually. And more I was singing it without lyrics, and it felt like a song. So I decided to create lyrics on it. So it was,
The vocals really enhanced the whole, like it very well. And I was like, right away, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. And you almost have like a 50-50 split where you have a lot of vocals, or if at least a meditative, sound. Okay, so the video is awesome, and okay, you are going into the water to retrieve the teddy bear. So the teddy bear represents your youth or your innocence.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
how about that? I got it.
Great. Cool.
All right, well that was easy. Yonn, which is 1. What does that song represent? So we can just play a sample along to go with it.
Yonn for me is like hopefully it means one. And you know, as I was saying, I grew up in this environment, a Caribbean environment, you know, where there is a lot of people from different culture, different origins, different religions that have, you know, merged and creating this beautiful culture. And this is what I meant. It's like we make one. Actually, we have a lot of similarities, and we kind of make one as one element. You know, this is what I want to mean in this song.
That's great. All right, we're gonna play that track also. The hit that you have right now is a song for Jojo, but I went in French and it's Jojo. Song for Jojo? Okay.
Jojo,
So
exactly. It's a person's name, actually.
Makes it easy.
It's my godfather, actually. Who passed away last year, and I wanted to give him this song, actually. You know, so it was kind of I was inspired by this.
I don't have anything else for this interview. We did it pretty good. We did 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Gregory Privat, thank you so much for talking to me today on Something Came From Baltimore.
Thank you for having me. It was a real pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, great. No, continue doing your great work. Got to get you over to America. You got to get exposed to these people. Thank you for listening to Something Came From Baltimore. Today, the interview was Gregory Privat with the album called Yonn. Subscribe if you have not already to Something Came From Baltimore. We are a jazz, blues, and R&B podcast who loves diversity. We are Be More Proud. The show is over. Have a great day.
Something came from Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore.